Hello guys! Welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Lakwatserong Butiki. Mula doon sa makasaysayang simbahan ng Lubao, Pampanga, ang San Agustin Parish Church o mas kilala sa pangalan na Lubao Church. Nakatawid na ako ngayon dito sa makasaysayan rin na simbahan ng Guagua, Pampanga, ang Immaculate Conception Parish Church o mas kilala sa pangalan na Guagua Church. Samahan niyo ako dito, guys! The municipality of Guagua is a first-class municipality in the province of Pampanga. According to the 2020 census, it has a population of 128,893 people. The town of Guagua belongs to the 2nd district of Pampanga, along with the towns in the southwestern part of the province. It is 10 kilometers from the capital city of San Fernando, 27 kilometers from Angeles City, and 76 kilometers from Metro Manila. The town is bounded on the north by the towns of Bacolor and Santa Rita, on the south by the towns of Sasmuan and Lubao, on the east, Macabebe and Sasmuan, and on the west, Porac and Florida Blanca. Wawa, which means river mouth, in Kapampangan, Alwa or Bukana, was the earliest recorded form of the town's name according to records dating back to 1590. The town is strategically located along a river which played a vital role in trade and transportation during the pre-colonial era. Wawa was already a prosperous settlement when Spanish colonists took control of the town in the year 1561. From then on, calling it Guagua, which is a Hispanized form of the original name. Indeed, archaeological artifacts have been excavated in a nearby town which affirm the existence of a prehistoric community in Guagua. Early inhabitants opted to stay in the town because it was here that they could engage in barter trade with people from different islands, along with other means of livelihood like fishing and farming. The navigable river with which the town was endowed allowed shipping vessels to transport commodities to and from other chief localities, particularly the Imperial Manila. The first cargo boat to arrive in Guagua was the Doña Dominga on May 7, 1884. Much later, it was followed by the steamships Kaibigan and Kababayan, which anchored at the pier in Barangay Santo Niño, better known as the Yanco Landing. In 1892, when the Manila-Mabalacat Railroad was inaugurated, Guagua was virtually the port of embarkation to and from Manila that served the province. Commerce was further improved when the San Fernando-Guagua line of the railroad was chartered on November 17, 1907. The Chinese have long been part in Guagua's social and economic mainstream. In the 18th century, they sought refuge in the town to escape discrimination and persecution in Manila. After their near total slaughter, The Chinese live in relative peace while they freely practiced their craft and mingled hand in hand with the local residents. The Chinese residents were merchants, masons, wood carvers, carpenters, agriculturists, and laborers. Their influence on the cultural and economic life of Guagua cannot be overlooked. The town could not have prospered so well without the economic services provided by the Chinese. The town took significant part in the revolutionary struggles against the foreign intruders. A house near a church was made a secret cell of the Katipuneros in August 1897. In March 1898, a massacre of all Spanish sympathizers in Guagua marked the end of the Spanish colonialism and the outset of American rule. Moreover, during the Philippine-American War and the ensuing Second World War, Guagua became an important battleground. At the turn of the 20th century, a new system of education was introduced and made popular and available to the Filipinos. The Guagua Elementary School in Barangay Santa Filomena is believed to be the first to be established in the town in the year 1901. Later in that year, an English teacher came to Bitis district and opened a primary school which functioned on a regular basis. In 1908, Colegio del Sagrado Corazon de Jesus, now St. Mary's Academy in Barangay San Roque, was established in a two-story building donated by a charitable matron in downtown Guagua. Later, in 1918, Guagua National Institute, now Guagua National Colleges in Barangay Santa Filomena, was founded at the convent of the Catholic Church. Further, in 1941, the then parish priest felt the need for another high school in town, so he opened St. Michael's College. At the overthrow of the Marcos dictatorship in 1986, the local government carried out a sustainable development program to address the town's destitute state. From its income classification in 1986 as a third-class municipality, Guagua grew to a first-class one. Guagua garnered several outstanding citations for each achievement, including of several Most Outstanding LGU awards. Guagua was severely devastated by the eruption of Mount Pinatubo in 1991. The town has interesting culture and heritage attractions and landmarks, including Rufino Santos Catholic Center, Captain Ruben P. Sonco Freedom Square, Monument of Aurelio Tolentino, 1867 to 1915. The Guagua National Colleges is also declared as a National Historical Landmark by the National Historical Commission of the Philippines during the college's 75th foundation anniversary in 1993. The Immaculate Conception Parish Church, also known as the Guagua Church, is a 17th century Baroque church located at Barangay Plaza Burgos, Guagua, Pampanga. In 1982, a historical marker bearing the brief history of the church was installed on the facade of the church by the National Historical Committee, precursor of the National Historical Commission of the Philippines. Today, the church is under the care of the Immaculate Conception Parish of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of San Fernando. Historical records indicate that by May 17, 1590, The convent of Guagua has been established by the Augustinian friars, with Father Bernardino D. Quevedo and Father Juan D. Zabala as resident priest. Its first titular patron is the Nativity of Our Lady. The construction of the present-day church structures would have been started in 1641, when the convent of Guagua was relieved of paying its rent to San Agustin Monastery in Manila. Such exemption from dues has been attributed to the monetary need of the parochial leaders in supervising the building of a parochial building. Father Jose Duque, a prolific church builder, was assigned parish priest of Guagua in 1661. The present church is attributed to him. Father Duque is said to have been influential in the pacification of Kapampangan rebels in 1660. Another notable figure in the history of the Church of Guagua is Father Manuel Carrillo. Father Carrillo, during his term as parish priest around 1762, signed a loan covering some of the properties of the local convent for the renovations of the church. The current stone convent is attributed as one of his works. Several significant improvements in the church structure followed. In 1862, Father Antonio Bravo has the church interiors painted, while in 1886, Father Paulino Fernandez installed the church dome. It was also during the late 19th century that Doña Carmen Macau had an organ installed in the church, an organ that was once dubbed as the best in Pampanga. In the 1990s, the stone convent was razed by fire. The present brick and stone church is barn-style Baroque architecture, typically seen in many Spanish-era churches in the Philippines. The facade has two levels topped with a pediment bearing volutes that contrast with the slender columns. Especially notable about the embellishments on the facade are embossed shields found at the base of the pediment and plant motifs found in the retablo on the pediment. Attached to the right of the church is a 5-level octagonal bell tower. The church measures 60 meters long, 16 meters wide, and 12 meters high, and is built in a cruciform manner. Mula naman dito sa Guagua Church, ang Immaculate Conception Parish Church dito sa Guagua, Pampanga, gagapang pa uli ang butiki papuntang Betes, Pampanga. Isang makasaysayan rin na simbahan ang pupuntahan ko doon, ang St. James the Apostol Parish Church, o mas tanyag sa pangalan na Betes Church. Abangan niyo ako doon, guys! Bye-bye!